is Dana, for those who don't know, and those who... Hi, Jamie. Hi, Tina. For those who don't know, or those who are watching the replay, I'm going to clear energy real quick. I don't mean to... I'm like advertising Wateroo. It's not my hat. Tibetan singing bowl. Hello. So alright. I usually start with a general message. But I will be posting a replay, and for those who get, I can't stay. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Hello. This is my third day in a row, getting back on track here. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Starseed Oracle for, this is going to be for Jamie and Tina, since you both commented at the same time. So whatever kind of energy or message that is common between you both is going to be what comes through, okay? The Blondie friends. And how perfect the Starseed Oracle. Isn't this a deck, one of the decks you have, Jamie? Or is this just one of the ones you like? Mine. Oh, and a quick note, I have a notepad here for anyone who has like requests for like, I don't like to call them like prayers, but because that sounds like religious, but like positive affirmations for you. If you have anything that you want me to speak out for you, I will write it down on this paper and do it for you. Whatever it is, whether it's your job or work or your health or your family or whatever it is, anything that, you know, your relationship or anything like that. And if you're watching the replay, then you can send me a DM and I'll add you to the list too. Yes, it is. Okay. It's crazy. My hand just kind of goes there. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle it one more time. Actually, I'm not. Okay, so for you guys, I got perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I said commonalities. And then portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. A wild card. I'm gonna do this again real quick. This is for Jamie and Tina. For Jamie and Tina. A common message for them. I got it again. Perspective. Okay. Obviously this is the one for you guys. So perspective. Okay, there might be some situation or situations that you guys might be looking at from a lens that is causing some sort of I don't want to say negative, but like an uncomfortable feeling. But sometimes if we shift the lens a little bit, redirect our focus, then we can see it in a different way. I like to look at it like if I was an eagle or a bird looking at the situation from above, what would it look like then? If we take ourselves out of the equation, you know, if we take ourselves out of the equation, then it takes away like our emotional attachment to whatever the situation is. Because especially like as females, or like if we're really connected to our feminine side, then it can be hard to see any situation or even circumstance or person from the most accurate in the most accurate way if it's clouded by our emotions. And a lot of times our emotions about the situation or the person or the circumstance has to do with past experience. So I think it has to do with like letting go of the past ideas of something so that you can see it in a different way. Because every day something changes. Every day, whatever it is, every day we change. Every day circumstance changes. But if we can't shift our perspective to something else in a different way, then it stays the same. And it's not supposed to stay the same. The only constant in life is change. I like to say another constant in life is love, because it never ends. You know, it's expanding and it doesn't end. It's forever. So that's what it has to do. Something about, I do feel like some sort of mother energies, some kind of mother energies, missing your mother or something. I'm not, that's crazy. Yeah, because I mean, I know both of you guys, so now that I say that, yeah, something about missing your mother or something in some sort of situation needing to be viewed in a different way, so that you can let it go and find relief, because there's some sort of situation, like maybe regarding being a mother or something about motherhood or something about your mother, that it feels like it's causing like pain that you're holding in your heart or in yourself. So maybe it is unforgiveness, or maybe it is like a little bit of like resentfulness or something like that. And so, or going back in time or something. And the more that we want to go back in time, the more we're kind of living in the past and we're not able to enjoy our present moment. So once we do that and see things in a different way, in a different perspective, by looking at it from like a bird's eye view, a higher perspective, then we can actually take that, what we get from it, and use it in our life as mothers too. You know, although we can't go back in time, we still have the future in the present moment too. Instead of wanting to go back in time, I mean, there's nothing you would really change, because honestly, you wouldn't have what you have now, and you wouldn't be experiencing what you have now. And so instead of wanting to go back to the past to experience things again or different, or do something different, we can use it to do something different now and today, and in the future. That's what it's for, you know what I mean? So if we go back to the past, or say, you know, I wish we would have done the things this way, or I wish things were that way, then, you know, you don't know what you would have now or what you would be experiencing now. And if you still want to do it after hearing that, then what needs to change is the perspective about what's good in your life right now. There needs to be more focus on like gratitude lists and stuff like that. I used to do that a lot. Cool. There like gratitude lists and stuff like that. Because if we're just missing someone or some events or circumstances or dynamics from the past, then we're completely like almost like missing the present right now, and we're not taking what we learned from the past. Because see, if we take what we learned from the past in those situations and people, then we wouldn't want it, we wouldn't miss it and want to go back to it, because we know we've gained something. Instead of feeling like you lost something, then you'll know you gained something, because we didn't lose anything. Once you can gain you know, gratitude and perspective from those situations, that's what they're for, then we'll know that we didn't lose anything, and you won't feel like some sort of void there. In this card, it reminds me of one of my other cards that I have, and it's called the Void. It says the void on there, the womb. Okay, that's what this card reminds me of. And so it kind of goes along with what I'm saying. So whenever you miss someone or some experience and you want to go back to it and feel that kind of like almost homesickness, it kind of sometimes can leave what feels like sort of a void there. And what that is that's the space where the gratitude and the wisdom from that experience belongs, and the love from it too. You're welcome. Awesome. Welcome. Okay, I'm gonna use these now. Can you guys hear me? I will be posting a replay for anybody who just joined. Hey Nicole, if you're still here. My name is Dana for those who are watching the replay and don't know me. I do have an OnlyFans. I do not do pornography, nor do I show the jewel, as I call it. It is for liberation, and it's for art. Like, I see it as art, and the body should not be shameful, nor should it be seen in a perverted or vulgar way. So I use it for art. I do topless, and I do lingerie photos and videos. So if you want to join, it's $9.99 a month, and there's a 10% discount for a 3-month bundle, and there's a link in my bio. So, for liberation, I am a liberation coach. Hi there. Hey Lisa, how are you doing? Alright, this will be for Lisa. You are back. I'm back. Yeah, it feels good, huh? How am I? I am here. I'm alive. You're okay? I am. It's the 3rd day in a row. What? Are you feeling like, currently, are you feeling like you're kind of, Lisa, we always connect, huh? Are you feeling kind of like you're walking through a fog right now? Like it's hard to concentrate or focus on what you need to do? And you feel kind of like, do you feel kind of, yeah, I mean, you said ma'am, okay. So it says fogged in. Go slow, take your time. Yeah, you know, this is for me too. Lately, I don't usually have a hard time going with the flow, but lately I have been having to try to flow. Like, you shouldn't have to try. But this looks like flow to me, you know. It says go slow, take your time. So maybe there's something that you know, a lot of us do it in our day-to-day life. There's like some agenda and things that we need to do that we're kind of rushing through, and then it starts to feel like we're like an autopilot. You know those days when you're just driving down the road and like you get home or wherever you're going and you're like, I don't even remember driving here, or like I don't remember going past that light, that red light, you know what I mean? So like sometimes we can get like that and just kind of rush through our day, like just trying to get everything done, and so it feels like you're on autopilot. And to me, those are like my worst days, I think. And especially if I don't sleep or something, I feel like I don't like that feeling at all, because then it's like, well, who's taking over? Is it just like my human self, or is it like, what is it, like, who is driving me home? Where was I? You know, so if we feel like really scatterbrained, or like we're focused on something else that's not even our present moment, this has to do with present moment. This has to do with our present moment and like centering, you know, definitely. Okay. So this has to do with sometimes we do have to slow down and like make ourselves slow down, and when we do that, then we can do things more accurately and be able to be our best self, because we're actually present right now. That when I say we're not present or on autopilot, it doesn't mean like we're not here. It just means that like we're spreading our energy or our thoughts or our focus around on other things, and so like as humans, it's impossible to like focus on everything at like one time, you know what I mean? So it's very important that we use this, you know, I don't want to call it a vehicle, but we're in ego in order to there are a lot of things we're here doing, but it's a great tool for, you know, centering, to discover and remember oneness, you know. But we can't do that if our focus is like all on this other stuff that society has demanded put upon us, that we've been grandfathered into. So it's important to take a moment before we start any kind of task or activity, even just going to work, or, you know, I do tend to zone out like when I'm doing my makeup and stuff like that. I do notice that, but if I put it on music, then it helps me get into the flow a lot. And so just make sure, like, before you do a task and stuff, that you're not, like, it may make you feel like kind of clumsy, like you might be feeling like clumsy lately, like knocking things over, or getting your arm sleeve caught in the freaking door handle and stuff like that, like over and over again. That's because it's to, you know, to get grounded and center yourself, and to really intentionally do things instead of just kind of going with, you know, it's good to go with the flow, but going on autopilot, you know, because when you're going on autopilot, then what happens is you're lacking your passion. You know, you're being, like, what are you being fueled by? Are you being fueled by the agenda? Are you being fueled by your thoughts? Are you being fueled by just needing to get things done? Or are you being fueled by your passion, which is something that's, like, alive, and it keeps us alive and going, and it's the most, like, it's the most rich thing that we can, like, be living from as humans. You know, just keep reigniting your passion and doing things that you love. And if you do have a job or things that you don't like to do, then it's important to find the joy in those things. Even things like cleaning and stuff like that. There's joy to be found in anything, and you just gotta focus on it. It's very difficult to break free from the norm. Yeah. Yeah, from the norm. Oh, I know, like the societal's expectations and stuff like that. See, I'm the opposite. Let me find out. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me see. I'm gonna do one more card for Lisa here. And if you don't feel alone, don't feel like you're in everything together or alone. Don't just know that you're not doing it, like, alone. You know what I mean? And if you do feel like that, like, sometimes like, when you start to get centered and you center yourself and start doing everything with intention, and it's like, oh my gosh, no one even knows what I'm doing, or no one like you're not appreciated or something like that, or no one notices the things that you do, or you feel kind of taken for granted. Sometimes it's because, like, we're doing that to ourselves. It's like, no, I appreciate what I'm doing right now too, because we are worthy and deserving of recognizing what we're doing too, and giving ourselves, like, the encouragement and things that we need to. It says, protected by angels, you are cherished. Just know that you're not alone, and yeah, you are, like, protected and cherished, and but you got to do it for yourself too. Otherwise, you're neglecting yourself too when you do that. I think that happens too when you're on autopilot, like you're in that autopilot zone. It's like almost like you're not even carrying yourself, you know. So just make sure that you don't forget that you are there. You're not just going through the motions, and you don't just disappear and have to be, you know, taken away on some other flow that you don't want to be on. You get to choose the flow. Okay, grounding. Yeah, that has to do with grounding. I've been talking about that a lot. Okay, so go deep, explore your roots. Yeah, so go deep. Yeah, so to me, like, it's like grounding and, like, getting centered is like going deeper in yourself, you know. And if we're on autopilot, it's disassociating. Yeah. And so if we're on autopilot if we're on autopilot and stuff, to me, that's like shallow living. And that's not a type of life that I choose, nor do I enjoy it. And enjoying your life is very important for, not only is it good for more quality of life, but it's healthy for us, and it keeps you looking younger and feeling younger, and also staying connected to that passion, and even, like, your inner child too. Yeah, inner child healing, I think, is important for you too right now. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do a few deep breaths real quick, and then I'm going to get to Angel Mag. So I'm just breathing in through my nose, and then when I exhale, I'm just bringing it all the way down through my body. And I'm actually, like, feeling it go through. And what happens when I do that, it's kind of grounding and containing all the floating around, like, thoughts and things like that may feel scattered. And it's also centering, like, my kind of power and my light. So it's not spread out in all these different directions, okay? That's true. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey. Okay. Yeah. So this is for Angel. Oh wait, 0911. Can you tell me your name, please? I don't think that you've told me your name. I just call you. I just call you that. Yeah, I want to do these for Angel Mag. These are the Work Your Light cards by, I think these are Rebecca Campbell too. Yeah. You're welcome, dear. Yeah, and if you guys want to send me a donation on the replay, you can. I will actually put that in the description box below on the replay. Okay. For Angel Mag here. I feel like for some reason, Angel, if you're still here, the number 8 is important for you. I think it says 8 too on your name. No, it's 22. Okay. So it's the number 8. Okay, so 8 can mean many things. You can like look that up if you want, or like kind of just meditate on that number. But it can mean like infinity, but it also means to me like death, birth, and transformation, and also Scorpio. So the number 8 I feel is for you today. You might be seeing a lot of 8s lately, 88, 888, you know, things like that. To me, the number 88 is like I don't like labels, but like starseed stuff or like otherworldly, okay, or like the constellations, because there are 88 known named constellations. 888 to me is like abundance. Let you find out. My Cash App is the same. Okay, so Angel, for you, we got Don't Dim to Fit In. Okay. The Age of Light. And Priestess. Okay, so for you, Angel, I feel as if you are connecting or being like pressing upon connecting with your like kind of divine feminine qualities and energies, and like maybe so there's some hesitation to do that or to work through it or with it, because of maybe some sort of, I don't know if it's like societal standards or some sort of opinions of others that are around you, maybe some religious ones that are around you, because a lot of the times whenever we're connecting with the sacred or divine, you know, qualities in us, a lot of times it has to do sometimes with sexuality and sensuality. In this day and age, there has been a lot more awareness of the fact that sensuality and sexuality is not anything like shouldn't be condemned. It's nothing like bad or evil or anything like that. And in general, like this society, there's been awareness raised in great ways about that, and the fact that it's actually healthy and good. Okay, so it feels as if you are kind of connecting or will be maybe connecting with your like divine, like your priestess qualities. Okay, it says, how are you being called to step up and lead? I'm not sure what you do for a living, but there might be some way that you feel like almost squandered or like covered up from actually showing your like your like divine feminine like qualities and attitudes that may have been frowned upon by others, or you're afraid of judgment of others. You might be afraid that others might call you, you know, like a slutty or anything like that. Okay, stuff like that that's been placed upon us over centuries, you know. So we gotta, that's what a lot of us are doing, is letting go of those old ideas and those old opinions and beliefs that are from others and they're not actually our own, and getting rid of those layers so that we can get more in touch with our actual like divine qualities of that do involve like sacred sexuality and the freedom to show who we are, and even like that that energy of like creation and things like that, that does involve sacred sexuality too, and sensuality, because you know those things do create life. And the idea that they don't, the idea that they should be shameful and hold guilt, and the things that they should be, the ideas and the beliefs that they are vulgar and perverted, is what doesn't cause life, but it actually causes death. Okay, which is the opposite. It also causes fear. And those are some of the fears that we're letting go of, I believe, like as a collective, like progressively we are. And so there is some healing that you may be doing, that, you know, you might be starting to like value your body more, and like the way you look in certain things that are maybe like sexual or sexy, or like, you know, very feminine, and maybe exposing maybe like your cleavage and things like that, or something that has to do with that. And so like as you're healing that, and it's good to do that because it's releasing those fears of judgment, and those fears of judgment, and those ideas and beliefs that you're going to be judged, and those ideas and beliefs that it's bad or evil. Okay? Yeah. So one thing I do tell my clients is whenever they are going through like self-love, you know, journeys and things, I guess we're all on that, but whenever they're needing to like value themselves more, they don't like their bodies, or they don't feel comfortable, you know, or they feel ashamed, or like they're being judged or whatever, I like to tell them like every day before you take a shower or a bath, like to get undressed in the mirror and like look at your body. And I'm always surprised by how many women say that they never do that. They just take their clothes off and get in. And I've done that at times, but this is an exercise that is it's like kind of a challenge that you can do if you're having a hard time with like valuing your body and like what you look like, and being comfortable with yourself and your femininity and your breasts and like every part of you. So you just want to get, the challenge is like to get undressed and to look in the mirror and to really look at yourself and find one thing each time that you love about your body. It can be something really simple, or it can be silly or whatever, but just positive, you know, like positive self-talk and healthy talk, you know, with yourself, and a healthy perspective of your body and yourself. Okay, it could be like your feminine nature. You can even say something about within, or your character. It can be something that you've been healing, but just something positive as you're looking at yourself in the mirror. And then over time, it's almost essentially like brainwashing you. When you do that, you're like brainwashing yourself to see, it's shifting your actual perspective. Okay, because the way we view ourselves is dependent upon what we're using to have our perception. And a lot of times whenever you're doing that, you'll notice that that we're holding on to things that others have said about us. And why? But why have we held on to it? What is our opinion about us? You know? So that's a really good exercise and challenge to do, is to stand in front of the mirror and say at least one good thing that you love about yourself. It can be about your body, it can be about anything, but over time, over the next few weeks, what will happen is you'll start to see yourself in a different way, and then you'll exude that confidence, and you'll exude that very like sensual, natural, sensual nature, you know, that you have. A long time ago, like ancient times, like women were worshipped, like females were worshipped, you know, they were, and because, you know, we're holders of life, we're holders of creation, you know, and the feminine body was seen as you know, something very amazing, and to be not coveted, but to be like valued. And somewhere along the way we have lost that. And I'm not saying that women should be worshipped or anything like that, but for that we do need in general, in order to rise and to heal those things, is to see our bodies and our femininity and our female like nature in a different way. And also creation, sexuality, and sensuality. I think it's essential for us, an imperative for us as a whole humanity, in order to rise from underneath that cover of the beliefs that are holding us down, and the opinions that are holding us down, the shame, the perversion, the vulgarity, and things like that. I think it's essential and imperative for us as one at a time, to rise up and begin to see ourselves in a different way, in a more positive light, because it is a gift, and it is to be celebrated, not necessarily worshipped, It's your choice to do that. But can we worship love instead? Because we can. We are carriers of life. We're carriers of the womb and things like that. It is beautiful. But we are also carriers of love. Okay. So now I'm going to do a general message, okay? Actually, I want to do like zodiac for some reason. Just, you know, so it's more specified, all right? Okay. Hi. I will be posting the replay if you can't stay. I'm going to be doing, now I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do some zodiac energies. Okay, so they're more specified. A lot of people like that because it seems to be more directed towards like what they're looking for. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with Gemini. Okay, this can be anywhere in your chart. For those in the replay, if you are interested in like me drawing up your birth chart and giving you an analogy of it, just send me $20 to my Cash App or Venmo, and I will send you a video. Okay? All right. So this is for Gemini. Gemini. Yes. It's for Gemini. I'm not sure why I chose Gemini first, but I'm just going with the flow here. That's what I'm feeling. I am feeling Gemini. Okay. This is for Gemini. Those who are watching, thank you for watching. Please send me a message if you're interested in a birth chart reading, or I am a liberation coach. If you feel you need liberation or you need to be set free in some area of your life or your mind or your heart, then please message me and I can help you. I am certified in spirituality, health, and healing. I'm a master of energy healing. I'm also a licensed cosmetologist. I've been doing cosmetology for 22 years. That's my main career. But this is something that it's almost like a hobby that I've turned into what I'm doing because I love it. So hopefully I help you guys. If you need help with anything else, just please let me know. If you need to know any more of my like certifications or expertise or whatever, please just reach out. Do not hesitate to reach out. All right. So for Gemini. Okay, this seems to be for someone who has like their black moon in Gemini. The black moon is like, okay, so it's been nicknamed like Lilith or whatever. There's been a lot of ideas and like beliefs or opinions that it's like something that's very like evil or something like that. But what it is like it's the other side of the moon. So really the black moon placement on any chart or in any place at any given day or time is actually, it's not really a planet or a place, but a mathematical point behind the moon. It's just the place where the like it's not being like the light's not being reflected back from the sun. So that's what the black moon placement is. So it's not necessarily something that is like dark or evil, but it is something that hasn't been like light has not been shown on it or yet. Okay, so this has to do with like shadows and things like that too. And I've talked about this before, but it doesn't mean that your black moon is like, you know, like like evil or shouldn't be shown or is dark or whatever. It is a dark mathematical placement, you know, sometimes accurate and sometimes it's not, but that's just, you know, where it was at the time you were born. And so what it is like, it's just that the light has not been shown on it, which means that it hasn't been exposed or known about at all. Like it's something that you're not aware of. Or maybe you are aware of it if the light has been shown on it, if you've done enough just as like self-discovery and exploration, then some of us do know what it is. And if once you find out what that is, it's something that you shouldn't, like, it's not healthy, nor is it like healing to be afraid of it, because fear is a very low vibration. And also it's not something to feel guilty for or ashamed of at all, because it is a low vibration. Okay, to be guilt and shame are also low vibrations too. So it's not healing, nor is it helpful or beneficial to anyone to be shameful or guilty or feel guilty for what you find. So all of us have parts and aspects of us that we may not want to show anyone, and we don't have to show anyone, but we need to show ourselves so that we accept and totally are of feeling whole and accept ourselves, you know, to become whole. Okay, like it can be anything. Like sometimes it is like does involve sexuality, and it has to do with like sometimes even like the idea that you might be like even homosexuality, okay, is one of them. Sometimes it has to do with sexuality because it's like things like a, what do they call it, S&M, you know, to be dominated or whatever, and those kind of things. Sometimes those are the things that energy has to do with in your space that is about you. Sometimes it has to do with like things that are morbid, or you know, like a fascination with that, or obsessions and things like that. Sometimes that is what it has to do with your black moon energy. And those things, they don't have to be denied. If we deny them, then we'll continue to not be whole. If we accept them, that does not mean that we are accepting them as like they don't have to be a part of our personality or something that we actually play out in life. It's just a part of us that it's like an option. We can choose to play it out in our lives. We can choose to accept it and act upon it or not. See, it's a choice that we have. Okay, so if you find parts that are not necessarily like if you find parts that are like frowned upon by others, or frowned upon by ourselves, or frowned upon by for punishment, like if you're gonna be like, it's something that is not moral, then just know that is a or if it hurts others, then that just means that you have capabilities to, if you want to, you know what I mean? So if you find something that, you know, oh my gosh, why would I want that, or why is that, why am I like that, ew, I'm not terrible. No, it doesn't mean that you're terrible. It just means that it's a part of you that you have the option of using or playing out in your life if you want to, but you don't have to. It doesn't mean it has to be a part of you, but you're accepting that it's okay that you have that option. It's okay that you have the capability to be that way. You know, and sometimes like the part, it has to do with like manipulation, like being manipulative, or like using people and things like that. Sometimes that's what it is, but it doesn't mean that you're a manipulator if you have the capability or the option of doing that, and you like know how to do it. It doesn't mean that you're that way because you're not doing it, because what you do, that's what makes you who you are. Okay, and it's like once you find that out, you know, we shouldn't be fearful of it at all, because sometimes it's a gift. There's stuff that's like, it's a gift. Like sometimes the black moon can be something like using cards, or some kind of spiritual or unseen things that like hasn't been shown before in the past, that you haven't shown anyone, or that part of you, that aspect of you hasn't been shown to anyone before. It's like hidden. You know, I've talked about that before. It's like a gift that, you know, you're not opening. Sometimes it is that, and you have the choice to use it or not. And you see this picture, it's a fish, this came out the other day, it's a fish that's trying to swim on top of the water, upstream. It's a struggle, She having a hard time. She having a hard time. And you know that she's not even in the water and upstream. And I know, like, if you're like me, I mean, like, I've felt like that. A lot of us have felt like that, right? And a lot of us have felt like we're deep down in the bottom of that ocean, and we don't know where the top is anymore, right? But this fish, to me, that speaks about doing things you don't want to do, or being in a way that you don't actually want to be, but you think others want you to be. That's what that speaks to me about. It's almost as if that fish lost her family, or lost her guidance, or her parents, and is trying to follow a boat or something that's going that way. Like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. No, honey. Where does it feel like you need to be? Where does it feel comfortable to you? Well, it feels comfortable in the water. Okay, we'll get in the water. Does that feel good? No, I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting upstream. Well, then turn around. Oh, now I'm flowing. This feels right to me. This feels right, and it's okay. You know, even if I don't see any of my family or anyone else, my school of family, school of fish, swimming around me, it's just me, but this feels right to me. And then you know, the ship or the boat that she might have been, this is just a painting, and like just a metaphor, like a painting for me and you. But you know, that ship or that boat that she was trying to follow, like, she didn't know what to do. She's like, okay, I'll just do that. She's being a follower. Now she's going the opposite direction. But eventually she meets up with that school of fish, finds her where she belongs. Eventually she meets up with that. She's going her own way and doing what she feels is right. And you know what? That's what's natural and right for her. She's a fish. And then she won't struggle anymore. Yeah. That was a good one to me. Okay, for the all right, so I feel like for the replay, those who watch the replay, this is for someone that, I don't know, I'm still on Gemini, I just remembered that. So it's like a Gemini maybe that has a life path. If you don't know your life path number, just message me and I'll tell you what it is. But mine is 11, life path number. So this is just a very light, like, it's not necessarily accurate, but I have found it accurate for me in my life. So 11 life path numbers are leaders and like inspirational and have a lot of charisma and things like that, but feel like they have to carry the world on their shoulders, like, per se. Okay, it's almost as if like they feel like this great responsibility to change a lot of things in the world, or to help a lot of people and beings in the universe. It's almost like like, you know, in general, feel like almost ingrained or directed to do that, but like carrying like something really heavy that feels like a calling. Okay, and a lot of life path number 11s feel like that. I feel like that sometimes too. I have to let go of that responsibility and remind myself that, hey, right now I'm just responsible for me, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not going to do it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to help anything or help anyone. But it does mean you don't have to carry the world on your shoulders all the time. It doesn't mean that you have to hold on to and carry this huge burden that starts to feel like a burden, or paving your own way. It doesn't have to feel like a struggle or suffering at all. It's about getting into that flow. Like, it shouldn't feel like you're going upstream on top of the water. You can still lead while you're going with the flow. You can still lead and create change and help others, if you're not necessarily like going just your own way. It doesn't have to look completely different from everybody else. And that's another thing that 11s do, is in general, tend to choose things and paths that don't look like the norm or societal's standards. But it's okay if it does a little bit. It doesn't have to be that different. All it is it's like all we need to do is create one ripple with that pebble, and it can travel out. You know what I mean? So it says new day. Yeah. So whatever Gemini is listening that this is for, you don't necessarily have to be a life path 11, but you could like this number a lot. It says new day. You may be connecting with someone new, or be craving like some kind of, not craving, but feeling like you are going to connect with someone new. Or like, if we focus on what we want in the future that is new to us, it doesn't have to look the same as the past. If we don't want the past again, and we had not desirable or pleasant circumstances in the past, let it go, so that's not in your energy and your so you're not carrying it with you. Because the more we carry with us from the past, the more experiences we bring into our present and our future that resonate with it. That's why it's important to let go of emotions and experiences and some of those memories that harbor low vibrational or undesirable emotions and feelings. Okay, so your future does not have to look like your past at all. So it says new day, and I see that this dragonfly, she's by herself. Dragonflies are so beautiful to me. And you see how the sun is like, it's almost as if it's raising it up, like, look at your 4 wings. I love the number 4. You might resonate with the number 4, or the color blue. Okay, and for you, it might be something as simple as speaking what you see, your experiences. Speaking about your experiences. It doesn't mean you're going to relive them again, but it is important for you to filter that out and to let it out. So not only can you validate your own experience, which is healthy for your own well-being, but it's also inspirational for others, and you can share your wisdom and share your experiences with others, and that in itself is helping change the world. You know what I mean? It is, one by one, So yeah, it does have to, I feel like it does have to do with that. Speaking your visions out. If you talk about your past experiences, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean it's not going to create it for the future again. It's getting it out so that it's like an outlet, so that it helps it flow out, so you're not harboring it within anymore. Because you don't want to attract those same experiences again if they were undesirable. Okay? I hope that was good for a Gemini who's watched, who's listening. I hope. I don't like the word psychic. I almost put the title as that, but because I think that's what people search for. But I can't stand labels. So if anyone watching the replay has any ideas for like titles, I'm like, what do you guys search for to find me? Like, what words do you use? So. Alright, so here we go. Now I'm gonna do Virgo now. I feel Virgo too. sometimes I feel like I feel Virgo. Like sometimes it's because like I need to ground. And when I say Virgo, it shouldn't call in like Virgo, but it's like I'm connecting with it, but it also is like a reminder to ground. For me, it works that way. You know, I don't know why, but it is an earthy energy, and it's not necessarily heavy. It doesn't have to be heavy. If it's heavy, then like there's something that needs to be released, you know? But to me, like, it reminds me of like trees and like playing in the dirt when I was little and stuff. So yeah, so it kind of reminds me of that. So I'm not sure why I thought of that or felt that, but also the number 6. So if you're a Virgo, this is for you. Or if you have Virgo energies in your chart, again, like I said, if you would like a birth chart analogy, you just send me $20 and your email or your yeah, I don't use your email. Just send me $20 and I'll send you a video, okay? It'll be in a private YouTube link. No one else will be able to see it but you and me. I haven't done the Zodiac in a while, but I do like them. I always get pretty good feedback from them. Okay. Flow, I've been saying that word a lot. Virgo, if you're watching, like, it feels like you've been watching a lot of TV or media or something like that, listening to a lot of, like, maybe podcasts and things, like that. Okay, so make sure that you're also, I think the message for you is to kind of sit like outside or somewhere peaceful so that you can hear yourself. I know it sounds weird, because if we have a lot going on around us and we're taking in a lot of like media and other people's talking and like podcasts and things, it like clutters up our own messages and our own communication, you know, that's important for getting back in that flow. So I think it has to do with like your crown chakra. This came in so this is a picture of like flowers and stuff. It's a field, abundance. So when I guide my clients into their inner journeys, a lot of them see a field with flowers. So like I said, okay, so this is flow and abundance. Okay, so whenever I say the word abundance, it doesn't necessarily have to mean like financial or monetary. It can also mean we can have abundance of anything. It can be abundance of stuff we don't want. And it can be abundance of, or it can be an abundance of things that we do want. So I like to say that, you know, I am abundant in good things. I am abundant in pleasurable things and pleasant things and experiences. You know, I can say I'm abundant in joy. You know, I'm abundant in love. Excuse me just for 1 second. Hello, you're still a Virgo. Okay. Oh yeah. Everything just sounded disappears. Okay, so this is okay, so that field of flowers. Okay, so I was talking about your crown and how to clear everything like that you've been listening to and like watching and stuff like that. So to me, like for me, I see that since this reminds me of when guide my clients into their inner journeys. A lot of them see that. So you might want to do like some sort of guided grounding and guided like inner journey so that you feel at peace. Because to me, this looks really peaceful. You know, it's a beautiful setting. It's a field that a lot of my clients are familiar with. And whenever they start their inner journey, they go to the place usually where they feel it's inside of them, but it feels like the most peaceful, where they can find peace. So I feel like that's what you've been looking for or wanting more of, is peace, and you're not sure how to go about it. So you instead have been like escaping or using escapism, and we can do that by like scrolling through social media over and over again. I see a lot of people doing that too, and I'm not judging, but I am noticing that it is like an escapism tactic. Hey Anya, I remember you like a couple of years ago, didn't we talk about your dad or something? So yeah, so this is hot pink flowers and yellow flowers. So to me, pink has to do with like universal love and things like that. And when you go into your inner journey and you find that place of peace where you feel most peaceful, then you are automatically like connected to universal love, because we are like universal beings. Like all of us are, we're all part of the universe, and we can connect to our universal truth by doing that. Okay, but we can't find that on social media. We can't find that. We're not going to find that on podcasts and things like that. It doesn't. I'm not saying that podcast, listening to that stuff or watching TV is bad at all. I don't personally do it, but it just means that setting boundaries for yourself and realizing when you're trying to escape your life to find peace, or are you actually, can you find peace inside of you and with yourself, or not? And if you can't find peace with yourself, why? You know, and that can be the beginning of someone's like healing journey too, and self-discovery journey, is finding that peace with yourself. Okay. Yes, I do remember you. Awesome. Awesome. All right, Anya. Okay, let's do this for Anya real quick. I did Gemini and Virgo. Okay, so for Anya. Okay, I feel these again. The Work Your Light cards. I feel like you've been doing like some different kinds of like maybe makeup and stuff for yourself, like trying different looks. Maybe you're wanting to change your style or your hair or something like that to refresh yourself. It does seem that way. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it seems like that. And you know, and some people see like makeup and stuff as, you know, you're just wanting to cover up your face, or you don't like the way that you look, but I don't view it that way at all. It does make me feel better whenever I sit and take time for myself while listening to music and creating art on my face. I see it as like, I see my face as, and my body as like a canvas, and it's like a free canvas, you know. It's like generally like not good to draw on the paint on the walls, you know. So if you, but we have our bodies and our faces, and I love to do that, and it just makes you feel better, and it's a great way to like just express yourself, even if you don't see anybody. It's for you sometimes. So it doesn't, you know, like if someone has like an idea that, you know, you want to cover up your face, or you're wearing too much makeup, or why do you wear makeup, you don't need makeup, it's like, I know, but I like it, it feels good to me. And if you want to bring out like your best features, like your eyes and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with it, you know what I mean? So, but others thinking that there's something wrong with it, that's on them, it's not on you. So this is for Anya, and this is the Work Your Light cards. I'm not sure if you're still here, but this is for you still, honey. Okay, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? So this is what you got. I don't know if you're a mother or not. I don't think that you are, but I'm not sure. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, so for you, this is, okay, so this is what I tell my clients. When I see this card, I like to, you have 2 kids? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so whenever you're a mother, at times, like, you've got 2 beings, people, humans, that are dependent upon you, you know? And we can get into phases and cycles where we forget that we're dependent on ourselves too. And so I have counseled many women who have to kind of find themselves per se again, because they've completely lost like their own self and who they are, and forgotten what they even like or enjoy, because they've been just focused on the kids, and that's so easy to do. And so it's important to remember, if you're going through things and if you are feeling kind of neglected or low or down, I like to say, you know, if you are sitting in front of yourself right now and looking at yourself in the state that you are in, imagine that you are one of your own children, and then ask, what would you tell your child if she was going through that? So that you can see yourself with different eyes, in a different perspective, because it makes us view ourselves in a different way when we imagine that we are children that need mothering too, and we can do that for ourselves. You know, we forget to mother ourselves sometimes, especially when we're being mothers, because others are dependent upon us. But if you're like a working mother and stuff, even if you're not working, we spend all of our time and all of our energy just taking care of others, but we got to take care of ourselves too. So remember that if you don't have anyone to turn to, or if you're going through something and it feels like no one's like really mothering you or giving you nurturing, imagine that you're sitting in front of yourself and looking at yourself. What would you tell your child if she was feeling like you are going through what you're going through? What would you tell her? Would you want her to talk to herself the way you've been talking to yourself? If not, why? And what would you say instead? You know? Would you want her to judge herself as harshly as you judge yourself? Probably not. Would you want her to feel like she's like a failure, she's doing everything wrong? Probably not. So this is a message about being gentle on yourself and forgiving with yourself, and remembering that you need mothering too, and that you deserve the same attention that you give them and others. And if you want to change your look or do something with your face or your hair or whatever, you are free to do that, and that is nobody else's opinion but yours. You know, that's your body and your life. You know, I hope that helped. Did that resonate with you? Let me know. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to hello. So I am gonna post the replay. I did Gemini and Virgo. I'm gonna be doing awesome. Good. Love you, girl. Okay, this one's gonna be for Capricorn. You're welcome. Okay. If you have Capricorn energies in your chart, or you know, most of us just know like our Capricorn, our sun sign, but we have many energies that make up like that were there when we were born. So even now, like I'm 39 years old and I was born with a Sagittarius sun. And so until I learned more about like energetic, you know, dispositions and things like that, I'm Sagittarius. But little did I know until I studied it and learned, there were many other energies that were present when I was born. But now today, as a 39-year-old woman, I've done extensive amounts of healing in my life, and I've met lots of different people. And what happens is like those things change, and we can exchange other energies too, because it's not just about what we were born with or born around, but like what we heal and what we flow in and what we've picked up too along the way. So like I would assume like in the journey of becoming whole and things like that, I would assume that we have a lot of different energies than just the sun sign that we had when we were born. So if you're interested in a birth chart analogy, so you can get more familiar with the energies that you were born holding or around, then just send me $20 and I will send you a video on a private YouTube link, and no one can see it but you and me. Okay, so this is going to be for Capricorn, and so if you have Capricorn Sun or Moon or Black Moon or Descendant or Ascendant or even Venus or anything like that, so this will go for you. This is just Capricorn energy as a whole, okay? All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to pick up on the most prominent thing that, you know, that Capricorn energy is holding right now, okay? You're welcome, babe. Oh, did I already say you're welcome? Okay, so this is for, yeah, so I'm going to do, actually I'm going to do this one. So this is, Capricorn, okay, Capricorn. Yeah, so that reminds me, it's because it's an earth energy. Hold on, but I don't think it's just earth energy, though. I feel like it's like a, I don't know why I'm getting, it's just weird. It's like blood. I don't know why. Red, like blood. DNA or something like that. I'm not sure, okay? So if any of you resonate with that or know what that's about, let me know, please. Something about... I just saw like a small light sparkle when I close my eyes, like expand outwardly, almost like when you see a star. So to me it has to do, maybe it's a Capricorn, something about Capricorn star. Actually, I'm gonna write that down. Okay, hello. This is for you or for anyone that's watching the replay, but right now I'm doing Capricorn for Capricorn energy. Okay. I'm trying to think of the constellation, but I can't remember. It's been a long time since I studied that stuff. I am interested in it, very much so. Very much so. I'm quite the nerd, actually. You know, when we were growing up, it wasn't cool to be a nerd. Now it's cool. I'm like, what? Now it's cool? Wasn't cool when I was little. We got made fun of. Alright, so... Capricorn, okay. Hidden realms. Ooh. Okay, this has to do, to me, this is a very busy image. It's got a lot of things on it. It's the number 20. It says create conscious awareness. Okay, so it seems, and I'm getting the impression that you might absorb a lot. Or a lot of things like are like attracted to you, or something like that. That's what I'm seeing. Is it's like we don't have to absorb everything around us, but we can choose what attaches to us or that we absorb. Typically, usually we can. So sometimes you might like be places and stuff, and then you get to where, you know, you stop and you realize like everything feels so heavy. Like you might feel real heavy or like weighed down or like drained even. And so it's like sometimes if you feel like that, you might try to cope by like eating a lot or drinking a lot, or you're trying to like numb it a little bit like that. But what you can do instead is, and so that you don't create some sort of unhealthy pattern or something, then what you can do is consciously clear your field or yourself. And so that's where you'll find yourself there. And so whenever we absorb too much, then it's hard to clear, to get through the clutter. It's not necessarily clutter, but it's energy that you've absorbed. And so it's not really like yours per se, but you've just picked it up. And so whenever all of that's there, then your own self is covered up, and so it makes it hard to see yourself. And so instead of seeing yourself, you're kind of getting an impression or feeling like all mixed up in everybody else's stuff. And so it can be hard to like know who you are, or know how to act, or know how to be, or even act like in genuineness. And it's not like unless you just are wearing a mask or something, and want to do that, but that's a different story. But it has to do with like knowing who you are, and like through everybody else, like past everybody else's stuff, and past everybody else's or everything else that you've absorbed. So you got to get through all of that, and let all that other stuff go from absorption, and get deep in there, so that you know and can see yourself for who you are and accept it. Because what happens is sometimes we start to compare ourselves to others, and like it makes us create like a standard for ourselves that is not, it's not that necessarily that it's not reachable, but it is not healthy to do that, because there's no one like you. You are you. That is truer than true. There is no one that exists that is youer than you. That's Dr. Seuss. But there isn't. And you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to be any certain way that someone else said you have to be. You don't have to be any way that you think won't disappoint someone. You don't have to be any certain way to make someone like you, accept you. You know? And I want to say, like, treat others how you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. That's like the thing that I go by the most, you know. I love the golden rule. It's treat others how you want to be treated. And if you think of that as, you know, well, I want to be treated with pain. No, you don't. The reason maybe that you feel like that is because that's how you've been treated. Maybe you haven't been treated fairly because you haven't exposed who you really are yet. In its most genuine, your most genuine self. You don't need anyone's validation. You don't need anyone's approval. If you think you need it, then you need to validate yourself and approve of yourself. Okay, and the reason that I saw that, all of this around here, is it's a lot of stuff going on, you know? So, and to me, that looks like a magnet. Like you're magnetic. You're very magnetic, like a magneto or something. I don't even know. That's like a feminine quality though. Okay, but, like that. So it's like you absorb all this stuff, and it's like the you that you are gets kind of lost in the shuffle. So just remember that, that you don't have to be accepted by anyone. You don't have to fit or meet anyone's like need, to be a certain way. Okay. And it is okay to expose your real self, but you got to accept and validate yourself first, in order to attract the same from others. Because the more you reject yourself, the more that's what you're going to attract into your experience, is people who reject you. The more that you don't accept yourself, the more others are going to not accept you. They might accept all the stuff you've absorbed and all the opinion, you know, the standards that you've created by comparing yourself to others and creating that standard. But then what happens when you get closer to yourself? You're going to be around all these people that are, it seems like it's fake love. And you'll feel betrayed. But you're not really betrayed, you're betraying yourself by hiding who you are. Okay? Okay, I think I'm going to stop there, but that was for Capricorn energies. Yeah. That's not even a horseshoe. That's like a halo, like someone's crown. But at the time, I remember like a magnet. I saw a magnet because that's what I needed to see, because that's what you needed to hear where we are. Okay, so that's for Capricorn. I hope that resonated. Let me know, please. Give me some feedback. for the replay, people who watch the replay, if that resonated with you. If you need anything else, please let me know. All right, so this is that is for Capricorn. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna okay, this is also for Capricorn. Sorry, I'm not done. Okay, so this is a card that I just saw. It says channel your knowledge, critical judgment. Okay, yeah. So this is also going along with the Capricorn energies. It has to do with like feeling judged. And when you feel judged and you're not letting go of that, then you're judging yourself too. And and you know, you're being critical of yourself, and that's why maybe you're not wanting to show yourself, because you're seeing yourself in the lens that no one else sees you probably anymore. You know, you're allowing yourself to hold on to the opinions and the judgments and the beliefs of others instead of your own. Okay, so that has to do with letting go of the past so that you can move forward as your best and truest self. And the more critical you are of yourself and others, the more critical stuff you're going to get from others too. And that ain't cool. You know, I guess you would want pain, huh? But you don't. You really don't want pain. Treat others how you want to be treated. You don't want them to treat you with pain and pain and pain. That's not love. Pain is not love at all. Okay. All right, so then now let's do Pisces. Okay, I'm gonna do this for Pisces. Yeah. Hello, for those who are joining, I am going to be posting the replay. This is for Pisces. Now, Pisces energy. If you have Pisces anywhere in your chart, not just your sun sign, then this is for you. This is for collectively, like all Pisces as a whole. And if you need or would like a birth chart analogy, then please just DM me, send me $20, and I will send you a video to a private YouTube link that only you and I can see. Okay? So this is for Pisces energy here. I'm not calling it in. I'm just connecting with it. Okay. Pisces energy. I feel like I'm almost always connected to that. But my daughter is a sun sign of Pisces, and I've known a lot of Pisces energy, but I didn't have a lot of Pisces or water in my chart when I was born, but along the way I have picked up and learned a lot of my water energy along the way. So I am connected to water energy. Okay, Gaian Awakening. This is number 17. Preparing relocation ascension. Okay, so I believe, or I think that the Pleiades resonates with that. I know that the Pleiades help. I don't know how I know this, but the Pleiades help with like our ascension and things. Maybe our awakening too. We do get a lot. Okay, I'm just speaking from my crown here, I think, in my heart, but the Pleiades, something about the Pleiades sending like codes or energy or some sort of resonance to Earth or to us to help us to awaken, which to me, like those higher vibrational, that higher vibrational energy helps the veil to lift. Okay, so I'm speaking about Pisces here, and you know, that's Neptune, you know, that's Neptune energy too. And so to me, it's like, it's almost like, you know, sometimes if we're too much in Neptune energy, then we can be in like dreamland, like feel like, you know, it's like dreamland, like a fantasy, you know, like that, like, you know, clouded, and it's hard to kind of be here, you know, as a human on Earth sometimes. You know, we do, as a whole, like Pisces energy, it's we need to ground, very much so. As humans, it's healthy for humans to ground, but I feel as if some of us might be feeling like we're waking up from an illusion. You know, that could be part of the awakening for you too. And some of that, as a whole, in humanity, has to do with there are light codes coming through, like to help lift the veil so that we can rise as not only as a planet but in our universe too. I believe that we do have allies and things, not necessarily on the stars, but you know, in different dimensions and realms and things that correlate to, you know, like the Pleiades and things like that. You know, they've done a lot of research and like studies trying to find like life on these planets and stars and things like that, but it's dimensional. Okay, so this attachment. Okay, 172. Okay, let's see. Yeah. This has to do with like North Node and Taurus. Okay, so I feel like you're like, okay, whoever Pisces is watching now, I am posting a replay and I'll do the timestamps too. But you either you have, I think it is actually in Taurus, the North Node. So this has to do with your purpose. Okay, so you might be awakening like to your purpose. The veil might be becoming lifted for you, where you're like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing this whole time? Why was I doing that? You know, you were just kind of going through the motions, like in La La Land or something like that. Okay, and then you're like awakening to like your inner like a purpose or something. But there's something about like it says relocation and then attachment. Okay, so it has to do with like attaching your maybe attached to an old life or an old way or something like that, but you're not realizing, or you need to realize that it can be better than the one you had. The one you let go of can be better, or the new one can be better than the one that you let go of, as long as you believe that. Okay, so you might be awakening from some sort of dream or like state, or like, this is very weird message that I'm getting, but you might be awakening from some kind of dreamlike state or some sort of like illusionary way of being or thinking or feeling. It may feel like somebody's lifting up the cloud and you're seeing like reality for what it is. And sometimes that can feel scary, but it's not actually scary if your perspective is on point. It is scary to live your life or to exist in a state of dreamland, because you're not actually producing anything or being productive really if you stay in that state. Okay, it's not ascending you at all. You're just kind of floating in La La Land like that, you know? And so it is you can use it for inspiration in the future, but the important part is that when you awaken from that state of illusion or that state of like dreamlike state, then you can let go of the past like idea of what it was going to be like, or, you know, that can also cause a state of grieving too, like state of grief. Letting go of an old life or letting go of an old lifestyle sometimes can cause us to grieve, and so it's okay to go through that grieving process. But the important part is to try to focus your perspective upon what you actually want it to be like and what you want for the future, that is pleasant for you and desirable for you, because you can do it. You don't have to go down, you don't have to go up. You can do something, but it doesn't have to be the same as before. But the past, you can bring what you got from it and gain from it into your future. Okay, so that's what it has to do for Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, I also feel like you're very creative and like artist. Okay, like, but maybe those things you have kind of put them underneath a rug, like you haven't maybe been able to cultivate your creativity, maybe where you are, or even in that dreamlike state or that state of illusion. Like, you've been incredibly inspired by the things that you've seen and experienced, but you haven't quite put it into like physical reality. Okay, so grounding, like I said, grounding is important, and sometimes that can help because it's like you're bringing it down like to physical or where you are, and so you can create from your what you've experienced and seen in those places that you've been. because you are incredibly creative and you do have a lot of treasure, but it needs to come up from under the rug. And don't be afraid of judgment, okay? Don't be afraid of other people's opinions, because you need to love it. And if you love it, then that passion is gonna exude and transfer, you know, be imparted into your work. Okay, so whatever you do, it's not gonna feel like work whenever you're creating this art, because you're an artist. Okay, so now what you're doing is like waking up from this dream of kind of awakening and tapping into that artist that you are. And don't be afraid of anyone's judgments or anyone's opinions at all, because their opinions don't matter. Your opinion matters. Your opinion matters, that's it. And others will know that. They'll feel that. They will feel that. And they'll see the beauty in your art and the beauty in your experience and what you've been through. You can impart that wisdom. You can impart that creativity. You can impart that message that is waiting to be conveyed in your like even creative expression. Your expression too. Your expression's important. It's needed here. People are waiting for your expression, for what it is that you convey. It can be through art. You can build something. It can be anything. There are many, many ways to express what you hold. It doesn't mean you're letting go of what you hold, though. You still have it. You're just sharing it so that it expands in you. The beauty and all that can expand in you, so you can grow and heal and rise. But the important thing is that to let go of the old ideas of what you thought it should be. You know, expectation leads to disappointment. And if we have this idea of what we need it to be like, and we hold on to that outcome, then we're actually chasing it away, and we're keeping ourselves stuck in this place that doesn't allow for us to convey our creative expression, that doesn't allow us to convey the message that we actually do want to share. And it's almost like burning to be shared. And it is beautiful. And others will appreciate it. But will you appreciate it too? Or do you need others to appreciate it? Okay, that was for Pisces. Okay, I hope that resonated with someone. So that's Pisces. Hi guys, I am going to be posting the replay and I will do timestamps to you. See, I like doing it this way. It's, yeah. So that's for Pisces. Let's see. Alright, now I'm going to do Leo. Actually, I want to get up for a second and stretch. Yeah? Okay, let's do... Woof! Hey! Hi. People are in and out. I'm gonna post the replay, but I've been doing zodiac signs. I've done 4 so far, and I'm about to do Leo. So if you are a Leo or you have Leo in your chart, this is for you. This is for Leo energy as a whole. It could be your sun, it could be your moon, it could be anything on your chart. It could be anything. It could be any planetary objects at all. That is Leo energy. If you're interested in a birth chart analogy, just send me $20 and DM me, and I will send you a video or a link to a YouTube, a private YouTube link that only you and I can see. Okay? All right. So let's do Pisces. I mean, no, Leo. Okay. Leo energy. I have a Leo moon. Have you ever Leo yet? Or have had. still connect with it. Okay, so if you have a Leo moon, your emotions is loud. I understand. Leo's dramatic, but not in a bad way. To me. It doesn't have to be in a bad way. You know. To me, Leo energy is like, not necessarily like a big explosion, but it's like a lot of containing it. It can contain whatever you want it to contain. But the important thing for Leos is to, I keep saying the word flow, but to let out a little bit at a time. Because if we don't do that, then it is something that is combustible. And I don't mean that like dangerous, but it can be for us and others around us. So I don't know what Leo I'm talking to. Leo, it could be Leo moon, Leo Venus, Leo ascendant, whatever it is. It could be Leo sun, whatever. But Leo, to me, it feels strong because it can hold a lot. And when you hold a lot, we must allow things to flow. And that involves having outlets and things like that, and not being afraid to allow it to flow. Because if we're afraid to allow it to flow, then we're holding fear in there too. And that's like fuel, baby, for it. And if we don't allow it to flow and let things out every now and then and stuff, and allow things to work together like that, then it's like, it can make you feel very, very overwhelmed or frustrated, or like you can't take it anymore. It's almost like I can't take this anymore. Like you just want to hit the wall, you know, or yell at somebody, or do something you don't want to do, or nobody else wants you to do, something that's not healthy. It can start to feel like that because you don't quite know what to do with it. Like it holds so much, like it's like I don't even know what to do because I'm feeling so much, and it's a lot, and it's too much, and you know, sometimes like some of us can feel like we're not safe to share things, or we were told that not to share things, or we were told and taught that it's not good to express emotions. But that's not true at all. It doesn't mean you're weak either. It means you're incredibly strong. And sometimes I see like this world and this experience, sometimes I do see it like backwards. Because a lot of the things that have been taught in this, like a lot of the ideas that people have, like as a whole, not necessarily a majority anymore, thankfully, to me is like backwards, and it's not the truth. You know? Like expressing emotions and feeling sad and stuff over time had been thought of as a weak. No, it ain't. It takes a lot of strength to hold that stuff in there. That means you're strong. And you're wise. And you're wise if you show your emotions and allow them to flow, because you know that it's healthy. Not only for now, but in the long run it is. You don't want to feel combustible, like you could rip somebody's, you know, break the wall down. You don't want to feel like that. Like you're going to explode in emotions. You do not want to feel like that. It's just okay to cry. It's okay to express your emotions, even with yourself, even to yourself. You can write or draw or there's so many different, you can exercise, things like that, that allow you to flow. Cry whenever you feel like crying. If it's, you know, as long as you're not, I don't know, I can't think of anywhere you're not allowed to cry. Or you're not allowed to express, you know, anger is okay too. You can express anger. If you hold anger, it's normal to feel angry. It's normal to feel anger. It's normal to feel any emotion that there is. It's completely valid. Your anger and your sadness and your frustration and your happiness, all that is valid. You feel things for a reason. It is valid and okay to feel those emotions. But we must use an outlet that is healthy for us. You know, like they have something, I live in close to Houston, and there's a place where you can throw axes. They have axe throwing. A lot of sports that are like explosive, like you can use that for fuel for things that you do, like bowling or even like running or something like that. It lets it out. Like you can, I mean, there sometimes if you're feeling angry, I've done it before. If I'm feeling angry, sometimes I'll run, and I'll run like pissed off. But then I feel better, and I don't feel angry anymore because it's allowing it to flow out, and I'm not hurting anybody by doing that. And then I'm not holding it inside of me anymore, so I don't feel combustible and hurt myself or anyone else. You can stomp. It's great for playing music too. You can use your emotions and have a music, like you can use music to allow your emotions to flow too. And some of the best composers and musicians allow their emotions to flow when they play, and they can create incredibly sounding compositions with emotions. Like if you feel anger, if you're feeling anger, you can play a song at the same time, and that's what it sounds like. It can create some beautiful music. And I know people do that because I feel music a lot, and I can kind of tell what kind of emotion is being conveyed through what they're doing. And to me, that's the best, like, musicians to me is the ones who allow it to flow from their heart like that, because then it's flow and it's like natural and it creates something really beautiful. It doesn't have to be ugly or scary. If you feel angry and you're afraid to create something, then like that's what you'll do, is you'll create something that is not pleasurable at all. If you believe that's what you're doing, then that's what you'll do. But if you believe you can create something beautiful from any emotion that you feel, then you will. It won't hurt anybody, you know? But it is important to get that out. You can even write songs and stuff, or you can rip up a piece of paper or something like that. Rip up a piece of paper. That's not going to do anything for me. But stomping on something, you can break plates. You know, not your mom's. Don't break your mom's plates or your grandma's plates or anybody's. But if you can find something glass that's like in the trash or something like that and just break it. I've done that before too. One time I was feeling anger where I worked, and I went to the side of the building, and there were like logs out there, little logs, and I just started throwing them. Shoot, I felt better after that, but nobody got hurt. See, it's important to feel through them, so you're not holding them inside, because they'll come out at a later time. They will come out at a later time, and you're not going to like it. No one else is going to like it either. Okay? And what you're doing, what you'll do, I always say that, but if you're holding that stuff inside, then you're actually attracting experiences and situations and those same sort of things into your experience too. So it's important to allow it to flow out. Okay? I didn't even do cards, but that was for Leo. I didn't even look at cards or anything. But that's what I was feeling. I am connected. I am incredibly connected to Leo energy. I know I was just born with a Leo moon, but my daughter is Leo too, and I've always felt very connected to Leo, very much. Oh, and Sagittarius, big time Sagittarius. Yeah. So it's very close to my heart for some reason. Okay. Okay, so now, I hope that resonated with a Leo out there, and what I'm going to do is, where is my pen? Okay, here we are. Actually, I connect. I really do connect with all the zodiac energies. I actually do. I actually do. I really do. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna do Taurus. I think Taurus resonates with the Pleiades as well, or maybe Pisces doesn't. I don't know. I think it does. I think it is, maybe. Yeah. So I'm gonna do Taurus. Okay. Okay, so this is for Taurus, and this has to do with, it's not just a Taurus sun, but all Taurus energy as a whole. It can be Taurus sun, moon, ascendant, descendant, Venus, Mercury, whatever, okay? So this just has to do with Taurus energy as a whole. If you are not familiar with the energies that were present when you were born, and you're interested in a birth chart analogy, just send me 20 bucks on my Cash App or Venmo down in the description box below, and I will send you a YouTube link that is private, that only you and I can see, okay? Say what again? What do you want me to say again? Okay, so Taurus, if you're watching, this is, I'm going to be time stamping this replay. So Taurus, if you're watching, please tap the timestamp on Pisces, because I feel like the topic of Pleiades is also for you. The Higher Light Official. Say, what do you want me to, oh, water? Okay, I will. Let me do Taurus real quick, because I'm already on Taurus, so, and then I'll do water, okay? All right. Water, okay. What is that? Well, something about Taurus and the, like I said before, the, Pleiades. Oh gosh. All right, Higher Light Official, I'm gonna do the replay if you got kicked off. I don't see you on here anymore. So here's Taurus. Here we go. Yes, please tap the timestamp for Pisces, because that's for you as well. Okay, I feel like there's somebody with like Jupiter and Taurus or something, or you connect well with, like you resonate with like Jupiter. Oh, yeah, something about Jupiter. I don't know, Jupiter might be like sending a lot to us right now, to Earth. Maybe like intersecting with the Pleiades energy too. Hold on, this is for Taurus. Taurus, you, actually he said water, but yeah, I feel like Taurus, you are connecting, whoever you are that is watching, I know that it will be, this is timeless, so, that's been proven actually, but Taurus, whenever you watch this, if you're connecting here and you see this is for you, you are, I feel like you are, connecting more deeply with your water energy. Like I see you on, like, I don't know, like I see you like around a lot more water, or you've been kind of craving like water experiences, or like water adventures, or you just want to go swimming, or, I mean, I guess that's very general, like a lot of us do. It's like getting into summertime, but I do feel like either you're on the water, or you want to be on the water, or maybe you want to live somewhere close to the water, or something like that, okay? But also water energy, which is not just water, but it's like your more emotional stuff. And maybe you might be like feeling a lot more deep emotions lately, and you might be afraid that it's just gonna come out like a gushing water or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting that. So maybe that's what you heard today, or you might actually feel like that, like you're afraid it's gonna come out like a waterfall and you won't be able to stop it. And that's what I'm getting. So, but you don't have to do that. It was ages ago. Okay. The sound of the universe. Okay, so this is for Taurus. That's I believe it's 583 hertz. It's called the miracle tone. Okay, and that's really, being centered. And so, because sometimes if we start to feel like our emotions are gonna, like if we're starting to feel like maybe you're grieving or you're feeling some kind of, you've been feeling some kind of like maybe you're exploring memories and remembering something that makes you very sad. And so sometimes we can get into that, you know, like if we haven't been letting our emotions flow and we start to cry or we start to feel emotions, then all this other stuff comes up, and then we're crying for a long time, and we're like, oh my gosh, this was just over, like I just knocked something over. This is not, and it doesn't seem like you should, you know, it's like, why am I feeling like this? It was just this little thing that I did, or this little thing that I remembered, or whatever. It shouldn't make me this sad. But be gentle on yourself and easy on yourself, because it's not just that one thing. It's like that's part of the layers that you're feeling. You're feeling like all this stuff that wasn't let out before. Like it wasn't let out before. So you're actually allowing it to flow so you can feel lighter, and that will help you ascend and heal. When you do that, it'll help like your emotions rise, come out, like you're letting them out so that you can rise up and feel lighter, and you're not holding that in anymore. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. You can stop when you want. Okay, like if we dwell in our emotions and we dwell in sad experiences or unpleasant emotions or states, then that's whenever, you know, you can go into states of depression and things like that, because we're allowing ourselves to stay in a state of sadness. But if you're just crying because you're starting to feel all these things and you're like, I don't know what to do, or it's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know where this is coming from, that is okay, and it's natural and normal to do that. It's just that it's stuff that's been you've been holding in for a very long time. And you know, it is okay to reach out to people that you trust. To, you know, if someone loves you and cares about you, then they're more than willing to give, you know, to let you like cry on their shoulder or to hug you and hold you. And if you don't want them asking you about it, just tell them you don't want to talk about it, and just that their presence might help you feel a little bit more comfortable. If you're unable to comfort yourself, like if you're unable to if you don't feel able to comfort yourself for what you're going through, then just reach out to someone who cares and you know that you can trust and that feels nurturing to you, and just allow their presence to help so that you don't feel alone. Okay, it doesn't have to feel like a waterfall, okay, but it might feel like that to you, because I feel like whoever I'm talking to is not used to letting it flow like that, and it will stop. Like, okay, you just be aware of you can look up like grief, the stages of grief, or something like, it may not even be grief, but you can look up those stages, because it's very similar to like healing emotions and things that are just starting to come to the surface. There are stages. So since there are stages, then the last part I believe is acceptance. Okay, and that's like realizing like, okay, yeah, I had that experience, and yeah, I did flow, you know, through it, and I felt through it, and so now, wow, like what was that teaching me? That it's okay to have emotions, that it's okay, and I'm okay, and I actually feel better now, you know. It's just like a release, and it's not, you know, it's not going to hurt you or make you weak, or it is uncomfortable sometimes. But you know, Rumi is one of my favorite I want to say like philosophers or wisdom sharers, and the cure for the pain is the pain. That's the cure, is to feel it. The cure is to feel through it, not allow it to control you. You can control it. Like, okay, what is this layer? This layer is teaching me something. Okay, this cry feels different. These tears are coming out harder. What is it? What is it teaching me? And what can I gain from this experience? Okay. Okay, the sound of the universe is 583. So when you center, you can listen to the miracle tone also. Just look up on YouTube, 583 hertz, I believe that it is. Look up the miracle tone hertz frequency, and there's some beautiful music there that is incredibly healing. I believe it's the heart chakra is at 432, I believe, hertz. So it's higher than the heart frequency. So when you do that, you're like, it's resonating through here, you know, and so it's lifting it up. It's helping, like the music, the sound, that frequency will help to lift up and to kind of heal what you're feeling, okay? After you ground and center yourself. So yeah, so Taurus, Taurus energy, I believe, I'm not sure exactly, but I believe it's been here for a very, very, very long time. I'm not sure which, if it all was created at the same time or like what happened. I don't know, but this has to do with ancient future. I don't know why I'm getting that, but you might be realizing some things that like from the like a long, long time ago. You're not sure what to do with it or how to view it. But it is important to shift your perspective from something of a low vibrational or an unpleasant view to find the beauty in whatever it is and ask what the purpose is. What was the purpose of that experience, and what's the reason I saw it, or what's the reason that I'm experiencing it, or what's the reason why I am aware of it, what's the reason that I'm feeling the emotions from it, and things like that. So that way it can shift your perspective so you can find gratitude. And as you find gratitude and forgiveness, then it automatically shifts and it transforms that energy that you were feeling, that perspective that you were feeling, into more of a higher vibrational one. Okay? You know, because like we gotta shift out of that. You know, I have had a victim mentality, but it's important for me to like consciously shift out of the victim mentality and into, okay, what am I learning here? And then that way you become a student instead of a victim. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're not a victim. It just means that you value your life and your experience enough to not want to experience it over and over again, and to feel like you're, you know, it kind of takes your power away when you feel like you're a victim the whole time. It's okay, you can accept that you've been a victim, but to shift it from that victim into, all right, what is this for? Like, because they're to, you know, even if it's something that's like there's no reason this is happening, we can find a reason ourselves. We can find a reason why it happened and why we saw it or why we're experiencing it. There's always a reason, but just make sure that the reason is something that is beneficial for you and or others, you know, like something, because if not, then you're going to stay in that lower vibrational state, and you don't want to be there at all, okay? Because that's not pleasant, nor is it joyful, nor is it giving you anything or helping you at all, okay? Alignment 18. Yeah, okay, I don't know why I just saw this, but this has to do with like the earth chakras. Like, earth is also an energy body. I can't remember, I studied it a long time ago, but this doesn't say anything about that. But that's the number 18, and this is a beautiful shape that's on here. It does remind me of flow and earth. Okay, so something about the grid lines on earth or something, like you maybe you've been feeling like water or craving to be around water, because like maybe it's like earth energy is like calling you to a certain place where there are like grid lines that like either you need its vibrational, you know, vibration, or it needs yours for alignment. Okay, because if you look at everybody as a whole, like energetically, like we are all together, like helping to shift. You know, if you have that perspective, then we're helping to shift higher, right? So, yeah, it's something. There's a label. It's called grid worker. It's not necessarily work that you're doing, but it's like if you're in the flow and you're following your flow, then sometimes you might feel called to a certain part of the world or to a certain place, and you just go there, you know, kind of like when you're driving down the road and you take a different turn instead of the one you usually take, because you just feel like you should have, and then maybe you might find out later that if you took the turn you usually take, that there was a car accident there or something. So it's something like that, you know, like that feeling of like you need to turn this way. It's like to me that's like intuitive. You're just kind of following your flow, and it's like this, it's a resonance. So there's somewhere I feel that maybe is calling you, or you might be calling towards a feeling going about going, and it'll, I feel like it'll be like really healing for you, and even that space, like it might be something about Earth and the grid lines. Okay, you might have been looking that up or like reading about it or learning about it if you're a Taurus and you're watching this. But yeah, so do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that was Taurus. Let's see here. I hope that resonated with someone. Let's see, what does Taurus look like? Okay. Now I'm gonna do Libra now. Ow. Okay. So this doesn't mean any Libra in particular at all. This just means like Libra like energy as a whole, and that could be just the air. You know, it could be anything. Oh, that sounds weird, the air, but it's like it's an air energy, but it could mean like it just all of it as a whole. It doesn't mean a person in particular or anything like that. Okay, the Libra energy is not a person. Libra energy is like from the higher perspective is like all of it together. Okay, so what it's gonna do is the message to me, since you know in my connection, is like the most prominent thing that needs to be conveyed is that's what's usually comes up first. Okay, and that happens whenever I'm with my clients too. Whatever the most like prominent thing like needing addressing is what comes out. And so yeah, so it could be Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Black Moon, Libra Ascendant, Descendant, or Libra Venus, Libra Mercury, Luna, Libra whatever. Okay, but it's just if you're not familiar with your birth chart or the energies that were present when you were born, and you're interested in having a birth chart analysis, please just send me $20 through my Venmo or Cash App, and then I will send you a private link, a private YouTube link that only you and I can see. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this one's sticking out for me for some reason. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I felt called to, I felt flowed. I felt like my hand or my eyes flowed to this card again. So attachment. Okay, so I feel like this has to do with the codependency. All right. So whenever we are like attached to something or someone, what happens is we like essentially kind of are neglecting ourselves, because you know, I believe that whenever we're in like the most ideal relationships with people, it can be relationships with anybody. It can be somebody with your family or even like a partnership, marriage or whatever. And so the most ideal partnership or relationship is when one person is, you know, focused on healing and cultivating and expanding love within and around, and the other person is doing the same thing, and they come together to share from their overflow. Okay, and so if you are with someone because you need to feel loved, or because you need to feel like you're taking care of somebody, that comes from your need to take care of yourself and to love yourself. That's where that's coming from. And so that's almost like beneficial love, kind of. And what it does is it creates an attachment. And because then it's like you don't want to let go, because it feels like you are like you're not worth anything. It makes you feel like you're like not worth anything unless you are doing that and are attached to them. Okay. But in the beauty of like letting go of and realizing that attachment is not love, that's your opportunity to find it in you and you realize that you are worthy of love and you are worthy of taking care of yourself, so you don't feel the need to take care of somebody else. And I see that a lot with like women, some of my clients who are going through, they call it empty nest syndrome, and that's kind of what that is like it's that's codependency, because you become dependent upon taking care of kids. That's it. And so what happens is like we almost, not literally, but essentially like neglect our own selves and our own self-care, and that we've like forget. And it's like we're just going through the motions of taking care of others, that we are not taking care of ourselves. And so we forget even sometimes who we are and what we like and what we want to do in life and things, because that we've made that our like mission in life, or like our purpose is to take care of somebody. And so a lot of people go through that. It's not anything to be, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but codependency is not healthy, or nor is it healing. And so when you realize that you have been codependent, or you may be codependent, it's not a bad thing. But when you realize it, that's a gift, because that's your opportunity to realize, hey, I need myself too. Hey, I need to take care of myself too. I need to love myself too. I need to value myself too. It's you know, like it can become like a craving, or like you feel like it's a need to feel needed. But you need you too. And you are perfectly fine. You are perfectly okay by yourself. Perfectly okay. And when I say by myself, I don't mean like alone or lonely. I mean without attaching to someone, or having to take care of someone, or to feel needed, or like you have to do something for someone, or you have to, someone has to depend on you. You depend on you too. That's just going to be a journey and an opportunity for you to learn yourself. And it doesn't have to be the same person you used to be. We can change every day, but you get to choose who you are now. Not what this person wants from you or wants you to be, but who are you now? And what do you want? And what do you like? And what are you good at? That doesn't involve anybody else. It doesn't involve anybody else's opinions. It doesn't involve anybody else's ideas or anybody else needing you to do it. But it involves you learning who you are, so you can get back, so you can get into the flow where you belong, that is the best for you, and you can be on the right wavelength, or the one that doesn't involve having to be on the same as someone else. Because if you are in love, or they're in love with you, and you actually do love each other, eventually you will meet up again, but not in that way. Okay? And also, like, root chakra healing also for Libra. Like, I'm getting to do, like, walk outside barefooted, on the ground. There's, like, an ionic exchange that happens with our feet that is very healing and healthy for the human body. And also, just helping to heal us, ground our energies and things like that is very important for humans. And so, for the root chakra, yeah, just tell yourself that you're safe. I am safe. If you focus or concentrate on the color red, that will help too. Doing things outside and realizing that you don't need anyone but you right now will help you. You can do root chakra frequency music. Look that up on YouTube. Root healing for you. The idea of scarcity, the idea that you need something, what it does is it creates more need. So if you always feel like you're scarce, or you don't have enough, or you need something, what happens is you attract more circumstances and more experiences where you need things or people. So if you kind of not brainwash yourself, but you can speak out positive affirmations of I am enough, I am safe, I have enough. Like that makes it real for you. And what you do is it literally attracts circumstances and experiences where you have enough and you are enough And then you start to realize it, and you see it, and you prove it to yourself by doing that. Okay? So that was for Libra. I forgot what Libra looks like. Oh yeah. Alright. Okay, let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 more left. Alright. Alright, this is for Cancer. I just saw the number 4, or felt the number 4. So, I'm gonna do Cancer now. this is a general message for Cancer energy. It could be Cancer, Sun, Moon, Black Moon, Descendant, Ascendant, anything that is on your chart. If you don't know about your birth chart, which is the energies that were present when you were born, and you're interested in a birth chart analysis, you can just send me $20 to my Cash App or Venmo, and I will send you a message with a private YouTube link that only you and I can see. Okay? Okay, so this is for Cancer. All right, let's see here. Okay, I have a Cancer ascendant. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do, all right. So if you have any kind of energy in your chart that is similar to someone like in the past or something like that, it doesn't mean you're that person. When you're an ascendant, when you have an ascendant, that means you're actually helping to ascend like those energies and those like that were present here. So like, okay, so I feel like for me, like I said it earlier, that's I think what might be one of the reasons why when I was born, I have no water and no earth in my chart at all, like at all. And so I've been on this journey and experience, and I have really incorporated a lot more of like water and energy like into my experience. I've learned a lot more. I've connected with it more deeply, and so I feel like that's maybe why, because the ascendant to me is like, it's like a line. To me, it's like almost like a timeline. You know, we are in a linear time experience, and so on the chart, it's like a line from your descendant to your ascendant. So I see it like that, as like the Cancer that I have, for instance, is like your ascendant to me is like you're helping to ascend some of that, you know. So I feel like I've been kind of picking up a lot of water energy like throughout my life, so that that can like resonate with me, so that I can help to ascend it. Okay, but that's just my own theory. I don't know. Like everything that I'm learning, that I've learned, unless I say otherwise, is like from my own experience. Okay, all right. The only name, that's why this has been a trouble. Okay, maybe. Okay. Well, I guess that I don't know. Maybe it was commonality for us, ain't it? So Cancer is, okay. So Cancer, the symbolism for Cancer is typically like traditionally, a crab. All right. And to me, I see that as like this hard shell exterior that is like, oh, big and bad. I mean, the crab doesn't act big and bad, but the shell is very tough. Like, you can't get in here. There ain't nothing in here you want. No, I am not emotional at all. Right? But behind closed doors, you're like real soft. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it's like two whole different people, basically. Because you got the crab in its shell in that shape, but inside, it does not look like that at all. So in order for Cancer to be balanced and healthy and be your best self and your highest self of potential, it's important for you as a person, if you haven't yet, to accept the softer parts of yourself that you might see as weak or fragile, and incorporate them with your hard exterior so that you can be a more balanced person. Because you don't have to hide that stuff. And you know, it doesn't make you any tougher if you are trying to dominate someone, or if you're trying to make it look like you don't have emotions. You know, and I'm not meaning that in an ugly or condescending way, but I'm saying it like in that way so that you can understand that it's just like in a different voice, you know, because that's what I see as far as Cancer is like, you know, you don't have to put on an act, or you don't have to accept the idea that weeping or crying or sadness is weak. You don't have to accept that idea that you know, if you feel weak inside, or if you feel like you're not good enough or something, you don't have to put on a show for anybody at all to make it seem like you are hard, or to seem like you are tough. You don't have to do that. It doesn't matter what they think, or it doesn't make you any weaker or smaller if someone sees your insides or someone sees your soft parts. In fact, from my perspective, it makes you like stronger and like sexier. To me, there is nothing sexier than there is a lot of things sexier, but there is nothing sexier to me than a man or a woman that is like speaks with wisdom and is connected to his emotions, and also shows his tough exterior that is actually tough because he knows he's strong. Like somebody that's confident, but not thinking that he's better than anybody else, or that anybody's lower than him, but knowing that he can, and believing in himself. That is sexy as hell, heaven. Okay. and so, like, especially like speaking with that wisdom that you have within, or that you've gained from your experience, or speaking about your experiences, like what is the thing that you've experienced that was the most moving or profound in your life? If you can tell me that, and you can speak in wisdom, and then tell me what you learned from it, to me and a lot of other women, and probably men, that is very attractive. Okay? But it's almost repelling if you hide actually who you are, or if you have your pinchers out, if you hold your pinchers out, like waiting to, just there ready to just attack somebody if they start to bring out that weak, that soft side of you. Like it's almost like a defense mechanism, like you need to protect yourself, but you don't. You don't have to do that. You know, that may mean like you've been hurt in the past, and you have a hard time trusting. You might have a hard time trusting others because you've been betrayed, and like someone used something against you that you shared, or someone made fun of you because of something you were sad about, or somebody made you feel smaller and like you couldn't show that side of you. But it's up to you, and it's your responsibility to accept that that's a lie. However that happened, and if you were betrayed, then that was your opportunity to tell yourself a different story. Like, you know, it's not because, you know, you can't trust anybody. It's so that you can trust yourself. And so that you can show yourself how much courage you have, and how strong you are to take the risk to trust someone else. And just because someone betrayed you doesn't mean everyone's going to betray you. You don't have to attack or poke at everybody that tries to see, you know, find out who you are and get to know you. Do you know yourself? Or are you covering it up with your defense mechanisms? Because you don't want anybody inside. You don't have to let anybody inside, but is it hurting you? And that could be your shadow too, because you're hiding it from yourself. That could be your shadow. Like it's not seeing light. The soft part of you could be your shadow. Simple as that. See, that ain't scary at all to anybody else but you. Why is it scary to you? Why is it scary to you? Because you don't want anybody to use it against you? Or why do you think somebody's going to use it against you then? Because somebody did it before? And the fact that you believe that everybody's going to do it to you again makes it true. It only has to happen once. It might happen again. But you don't know unless you take that risk. And you actually show how courageous you are by doing that. So that was for some Cancer out there. Okay, so this is for Cancer energy. So we got your life is a canvas and messenger. Okay, so on the messenger one, it says serious energy. That really stood out to me. Like I do feel a deeper like connection with that too. Like I always have, but it's a, so this is artist, manifestation, creative accountability, and messenger. Okay. Yeah. So what I was just talking about, it goes along with this. You know, I like connecting the dots, but this is an important message for Cancer. That Cancer energy, it can be anything on your chart, remember. So, or in your experience at all. So as a whole, okay. So this also has to do with sharing your experience. Just like, I believe it was, I can't remember. It might have been Pisces. So water, yeah, water, wait. Yeah, okay. Okay, there might be something that you have shared or don't want to share, or don't want to do, because you might be afraid of others seeing your softer side, like we were talking about, or you're afraid of others seeing that you're like you as weak or something, and that goes along with the feeling of being like betrayed, like I was talking about. So it has to do with you being betrayed or something like that. And so you might feel like if you share something that shows your vulnerability, okay, and you take that risk by finding your courage and doing it and realizing that it's better in the long run for you and others if you do it, it doesn't mean you're going to be betrayed again. It doesn't, you know, the way that you think that it's going to be viewed, or the way that you might believe it's going to be viewed, may not be accurate at all. But the more that you believe that, the more that you make it true for you. Okay? So if you can find a way to share something, whatever it is, it says artist manifestation, a creative accountability. Okay, so yeah, so if you can find a way to express creatively what it is that's inside that is burning to be expressed in whatever way that it is, then get yourself in a place where you believe that it will be received well, where you believe that it will be received with integrity, or when you're in integrity and truth, okay? Because it doesn't have to be the same as before, and it doesn't mean that people are not going to believe it. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be trusted or whatever. Like maybe you feel like you can't trust yourself or something like that or whatever, because but the more you don't trust yourself, the more others are, you know, it's going to be harder for you to trust others and for others to trust you too. So you have to find within you that yes, I am. If you this is for Cancer energy, but if you find yourself realizing that you can't trust yourself, then just think of the time you can start proving it to yourself little by little, like what, you know, paying attention to your actions and your behavior and how you are with others and with yourself. And you can actually, you know how you build trust between others and people, like in relationships, you can do that with yourself too. So that way you can draw upon your own experience with yourself to say, no, I am trustworthy, right? Like I told myself this and this was true and I did it, you know, and that way you can build integrity with yourself and trust yourself. And so that way you can be more confident in sharing whatever it is. This is similar to Pisces. Messenger. So you're a messenger, right? And it could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean like angelic or whatever, but it's something as simple as even just encouragement for someone else is a message for someone. Or like well, there's an angel on the card, like energy, I don't know. And so like, let's see. So people do correlate like the word messenger with like angelic, you know, but it can be whatever you believe it to be. Okay. It can be something that you can do a painting on canvas and it does convey a message too. That's creative expression. You can sing a song or play a song or something, and that conveys a message too. There's a message in everything that you deliver, but you got to trust yourself and get really deep into yourself and feel strong enough and brave enough to accept those soft parts of you, and then deliver it in the ways that trust yourself that you're going to convey what needs to be conveyed to whomever it is. It may even be you, because you know a lot of people learn things that when they're, you know, like teachers learn when they teach too, kind of thing. So you may not even know what it is exactly that you're going to be delivering or conveying until you're done with it. And so yeah, but just it is okay to be vulnerable. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to be vulnerable and to show vulnerability. That doesn't make you weak. It doesn't put you in a position to be hurt. No, it doesn't. In general, I've noticed, like as a society as a whole, you know, I talk to a lot of people, I have communications with a lot of people, and I have noticed as a whole, we have progressively all gotten more comfortable and more accepting of others, the vulnerability of others. And that has to do with the rise and healing and ascension of us as a whole too, because we're becoming more in touch with both, you know, all sides and all parts of ourselves, you know, as a whole. A lot has changed over time, a lot, and that's the progressive rise, you know, of us as humanity. And so I think that's beautiful. So keep that in mind as well, because whatever you deliver or convey or create, you know, if you have an idea or have this stuck in your mind or your belief system that it's going to be delivered or received in the same way that it was before, or someone else got it received before, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way. Okay? So all of this whole theme, this whole time, it has been a theme of like letting go of the past and the past beliefs and the ideas of the things happening the same way again, because they probably won't. Because now you'll be more in touch. You're going to be more in touch and more deeply connected to your truth and your bravery and courage to be vulnerable. Okay? Okay. And you know what? I'm just going to send out that positive affirmation for whoever you are. Whatever you create and whatever you deliver and whatever message it is will be, we're just going to send out that it will be delivered well, received well, and it will be beautiful. It will be beautiful, okay? Okay. Yamili? Okay. You're not here anymore? Okay, so let's do, so what was that? That was Cancer. Okay. No. Was it? Yeah, it's Cancer. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 left. Hey Kensei, what's up? I've already done Pisces. You have other energies though in your chart. But I'm going to be posting the replay on YouTube and I'll be time stamping them, okay? So you can go back to Pisces and look at it if you want, if you're still connected to Pisces. Good evening. Okay. I'm going to do Aries. I might leave the other three out for tonight and do it tomorrow. Aries. Yes. My midheaven's Aries. I've always felt very Aries. I've always felt Aries. Very much so. I don't know why, but I just do. Alright. I love Aries energy. I don't know why. I love it. I love it. Okay? Just the positive, you know, just that boldness, that like determination and sorry. Alright, let me see. Don't like that one. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do Aries. Aries, this is for you. It can be sun, moon, stars. It can be any of the planetary objects. It can be your ascendant or descendant. It can be your midheaven or your icy Ilium Coeli or Coeli or something like that. It can be any of those energies, but this is just for Aries energy as a whole, a general collective message for Aries. If you don't know what all of those signs, where your planets were whenever you were born, and you're interested in a birth chart analysis, you can just send me $20 and I will send you a link to a private, it's a private YouTube link that only you and I can see, okay? All right, so Aries, let's see. Okay, give me 1 second, please. All right, so this song that just came on, it feels like Aries to me. Okay, I'm done. Yes, just so it's like perfect for. It's called Move. Yeah. That's one of the things I love about Aries energy, and I've always felt connected to it because it's like movers and shakers, and like I don't know, like the lighter parts of them, you know, or them or it. It's like it's a current to me. It is, and it's like a not necessarily fast, but it's like fiery. It's fiery. And it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I just love it. All right, so the perfect movement. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do. All right. Okay, I never use these, but I'm just gonna use them. It has an E on it with fire like works around the edges. I don't ever use these, but I feel like I want to use these right now. You know, I am in the flow, and I love this whenever I get in the flow. So this is my 3rd day in a row. Hey, so this for Aries. You notice I started talking about Aries, and I feel like more lively. I don't know. I just love it. It doesn't mean I don't love the others. It's just, I don't know. So let's see. X-ray vision, the number 2. All right, so for Aries, like I'm seeing that either you have or you're starting to notice that you see the between the lines, or you see things that others don't see, you know, a lot. And that, I don't mean like, it doesn't have to mean like your third eye or even your two eyes on your face. It means like you do have higher perspective, okay? That, you know, that's one of my gifts, you know, like you might be starting to realize that you can have higher perspective and you do have great ways of looking at things. But it also can mean like there's an Aries, the energy, maybe that might be watching the replay, that just make sure that you are looking at a situation or even a person or yourself with, I don't want to say a fine tooth comb, but like not with a microscope either, but make sure that you're noticing all the details of this situation, because you may not be seeing it in the way that it actually is. Okay, I don't know if I have that book still. Yeah, so ignore everything in your life that suggests there's a problem. It's time to look past the illusory veil of petty struggles. As soon as you take your attention off all that happened that appears wrong, you will begin to notice all sorts of right signs and clues. This is exactly what I've been talking about. The universe is throwing buckets of clear guidance your way. See beyond the surface and the superficial. Soak in the deeper meaning. Soak in the refreshing water of truth. Okay, so this has to do with not judging a book by its cover and actually peeling back the layers and really paying attention to details and shifting and changing your view of seeing something in a way that you're drawing from past experiences, but in a new way, where you're looking at it like, well, maybe it's not what I thought. So let me look at this in a different way, right? And I like to say, connect the truth beam, like connect to the truth now. And sometimes that just, I don't know if it actually like beams, like whatever, but it really just speaks out, you know, okay, my truth, or that's the truth, you know what I mean? And it kind of brings it, like it's just speaking it out. Like, okay, I need to see the truth here. And in a way, like what you're doing energetically is like lifting the veil for yourself past the illusions. Sometimes it can be hard to get past the illusions, or even what we see or what we think we see. Sometimes what we think we see is not actually what we're seeing. Sometimes what we think we see is something that is similar to something we've seen before. And so our opinion of it or our judgment of it belongs back then. And so now it's an opportunity and your chance for you to see it in a different way. Something like that. Okay, so whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're seeing, you may not be seeing it clearly. You may be seeing it through the lens of past experiences. Okay, you got to take off that lens of past experiences. And that's going to be your key to the seeing more clearly. It's almost like a freedom from a past perspective. Okay, because whatever it is that you're seeing in a way that has a veil over it, or you have a veil over your eyes, whatever it is, deserves your clear vision. Because it's there to show you something that you need to see. It's there to teach you something that you need to be taught, and it's going to be a gift for you. But you have to see it as a gift for you and not as a threat to you. Because you might be seeing something as a threat that's actually a gift. And the more you see it as a threat, the more it will be a threat to you, and the more that you're going to either run from it or fight it. And so if you start to see it as a gift, then it starts to unwrap itself in front of you. As you start to see it as a gift, and it starts to shine, and it starts to show you what it can give you and do for you. Right? And then that's whenever you can gain something from it. If you can see it more clearly, whatever it is that you're judging or not looking at clearly, okay? The number 2 is important for you for some reason. So 2 has to do with, to me, it has to do with like duality. It also has to do with Taurus. So we're on Aries right now. Taurus, Aries. Okay, this has to, okay, so I just got 1, 2. So to me, 12 sometimes has to do with your subconscious. So it's something in your subconscious that is, like it's putting a cover over reality. Okay? Clearing your subconscious is incredibly important for you right now. Because you're Aries, you're bold and daring, and like you take risks and at times when others wouldn't dare to do it, you know, like, okay, but those are Aries, that's Aries, like higher qualities. Aries higher qualities is like forging the way, or like spontaneity, and just leading others into their leadership, and just being probably sometimes being the one that speaks about something or does something that no one else has done before. Like sometimes it's like that, and like if you're not seeing it clearly, then you're not going to be able to live your life in the highest, best way that you can. You know, and so it's imperative to let go of the past ideas and the past perspectives that are in your subconscious, that are still there, clouding your view of this present reality, clouding your vision and your perspective of what's actually there that's a gift for you. Yeah, so okay, so Aries, it says proceed with caution. It's a delicate situation, but that doesn't mean there's any real danger. Just a reminder that it's time to pause, to reflect, to appreciate all you have now and all you're about to receive. So just be, you know, get yourself in a state of, you know, being okay to receive whatever gift is there for you, because there's always a gift in each moment. There's always a gift. Okay. But know that you will be receiving something good, and then you'll start to, your perspective, you will shift it to good instead. You know, if you start to notice the good about things and the things that make you feel better and the things that are beautiful to you, then you're, like I said before, you're essentially brainwashing yourself and almost training your mind and yourself to see the good and to see the gift in things. If you start to see the beauty in things more, and you kind of, sometimes we have to force ourselves to, then that's what you'll start noticing more of. So if you see everything around you as negative and bad, a lot of times it doesn't mean everything around you is negative and bad. It just means that you're not noticing the good, because everything around you is not negative and bad. That's just what you're noticing. But try to find something beautiful or something that is good to you, or feels good to you, or looks good to you more and more. That's what you'll start noticing instead. Okay, and then this one says, despite how it looks, you can now slip easily out of your current ensnarement. It only looks like quicksand. It only looks like quicksand. In reality, getting free is a piece of angel food cake. Leave the drama behind. And then it says, yum. That's awesome. And it looks like quicksand, but shift your perspective. Is it quicksand? Is it really quicksand? Or if you walk on it, are there like stones right there for your pathway? Can you see them? Or are you just focusing on the quicksand and thinking that you're going to sink through it? Like, or it might actually be putty, where you can mold and build a castle out of. Instead of looking at it like something that's there to like suck you under. What is it actually? It may not really be quicksand. Yeah. So that was Aries. Okay. Kensei, did you want a quick message before I get off? Because I'm done doing the zodiac for today. Tonight. Changing perspective. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I don't know why I just picked this up and started shuffling. So this is for you. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so Kensei, we got Gateway, and it has a unicorn. Right, and there's like a plateau right there, but he ain't on the plateau. He's in the gateway, you know, and. And he's looking for, it looks like he's going past the cave though. Like he knows it's there and he's not scared of it. But he's galloping past it. But you know what I mean? Okay. Purity. Of course we got that one. And then going forward. Okay. Okay, so for you, it has to do with choosing which, okay, so to me, this has to do with choosing which, like, behaviors and actions are right, like, for you, and, like, what, like, purifies you the most. This also goes along with, like, the shadow stuff I was talking about earlier. Like, there might be some things that come up for you, about yourself. I feel like you're getting really confident in yourself, and, like, you're not really afraid or as afraid of, like, being who you are and things. Like, I don't know if it's just on here or, like, around people or maybe your family and stuff like that, but a lot of the things that you like experience or like desire or maybe are interested in, they might not be things that others are, or they might, like, not accept them or something like that. But it's up to you which ones that you accept and filter out and things too. You can act out upon, like, some of the things that you're interested in if they're, like, darker. You know, I believe is, like, I think if you care about my opinion, but as long as you're not hurting anyone or yourself, if that makes sense. But if it feels like you have, like, a desire to do something that is, like, more dark or something like that, then just really pay attention and make sure of the consequences and things that could be, and remember that things do boomerang, like, according to, like, physics and like energetically and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that you're going to or whatever, but just whatever you do, like, you just, like, if you be gentle on yourself and accept, just accepting of yourself, and like, as you explore yourself, you know, your own, like, shadows or your, like, darker sides. But make sure that you are following, I like to say, the golden rule, you know, treat others how you want to be treated, and remember the consequences too. Like, what am I going to get back for this too later? And if we're in a state of passion or in a state of impulsivity, and it's almost like a release to do something or to act out something that is like darker or something like that, just try your best to be in the moment and like be aware and remember like consequences, and remember like there is cause and effect. Like cause and effect, I believe, is like important to remember. The things you say and do and like act out upon, so this says gateway. I know it doesn't sound like anything to do with with the cards, but it does to me. This is what the cards are speaking to me too. The images are. So yeah, it doesn't mean you have to do everything exactly, what people think is right or what people think is like good or, something like that. But just remember cause and effect, okay? So that's for you. Remember cause and effect. You are incredibly talented. You have talents. And I don't know if you're still doing the sign language and stuff. That's pretty cool. But you're incredibly talented. And but just, I don't know why I'm getting that. Just remember cause and effect. And like other people's opinions of you don't necessarily don't matter. But if someone is kind of warning you, or as you've heard that, like, I don't know, it's something about dark or shadows or something and cause and effect. So maybe you know what I'm talking about, but I don't know where I was getting at. But it's something about that, okay? But this unicorn's no longer on the plateau anymore. He's just galloping along past the cave. Like, he's not even going into the cave. I don't know if he's like ignoring the cave. Sometimes a cave to me is like, it's like symbolizes sometimes like secrets or like hidden things. But I don't know if he's galloping, but he's got his horn right there, like the unicorn horn. And there's a lot of symbolism for that. But I see it as like confidence and like determination to go forward and knowing that, seeing the beauty in yourself and being confident. You do? Okay, cool. But I see it as that, and I don't know if he's ignoring the cave or if he's already explored it and he's accepted it and he's okay with it. Like, he's okay with it. It's usually dark inside of a cave, And so, like, but he's walking through it. You'll know if whatever resonates with you, if he's just ignoring the cave or if he is just, he's already knows what's there and he's just accepting it and choosing this way instead. Okay, because we also have the going forward. It's almost like he's choosing purity, like, okay, so, because that's the next one. And you are connected with wolves, right? Right, so it's almost as if the horse knows that the cave is there, the dark is there, but he's okay with that. He's accepted that, but he's choosing. He's choosing the way in the light, and there's the purity, and then says going forward, right? Towards the light. That's the sun. Okay. And so to me, yellow is like, it's optimism and joy and things like that. Green pastures. Okay? Hopefully that resonated with you a little bit. That was a deep one. Yeah. So that's going to conclude this, and I'm going to repost this on YouTube, and I do go with wolves a lot. I did a lot. Awesome. I hope you have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Pink light. Bye.